Hello, friends. I wanted to hop on here and just say something about "It is well with my soul." That's chapter 21 in my book. And the God's Grace Keeping Pace note at the end says, "His grace has kept pace so beautifully throughout my struggles and losses. I can't list them all because they are too numerous, but I've shared most of my most precious ones in this book. In the midst of the pain, there was always a grace tucked sweetly in, from hummingbirds to people, to scriptures to roses, and those graces came when I needed them most. Just as Corrie ten Boom's dad said, when I boarded the train of despair, uh, that's when the graces came, not before, when you needed them. So let's never stop looking for beautiful God sent glimpses of His marvelous grace." Well, I had a God sent glimpse of something just the past few months where I really saw it. Most of you know that John has had severe heart disease since his bypass surgery failed in 2013, 9 years ago. He wasn't given long to live, but we changed the way we ate and still eat quite differently and followed forks over knives. And John has done very well. In fact, in this 9 years, we took a road trip in our RV to Alaska for 59 days. We've traveled pretty much all over the United States. And when we started, I'd seen no national parks because I was a caregiver. Now I've seen about 37. I've picked up photography and I love the birds and the deer that we see here. But John's his one stent he had failed when he had COVID in October, and it just took out that bypass totally. And so consequently, he can't walk very far. He's really limited in what he can do, and that's on a lot of slow release Emdur, which is a slow release nitro. And so it's a very difficult time, and the doctors can't do anything about that left side. And we're talking to the Mayo Clinic. They're not sure they can do anything either. So we're once again walking in God's provision and His timing. We both have peace. But one sweet thing that I identified, because, when you start looking for God's graces, you'll see them there. And some of you know that we sold our truck the summer of, I think it was 2021. We have an RV and we had reservations for that fall to go to Gulf Shores. And we sold our truck because we'd ordered a new one. They told us it would be in about 2 or 3 months. So we thought we can be truckless in Oklahoma for a while, but we had to cancel our trip to Gulf Shores because the truck didn't come. They gave us a VIN number and we could watch the progress of the truck. So I would pray often over that truck, and the truck never moved. We could see where it was on the assembly line. It just never moved. And, we ordered it in July. And so come October, November, we're still looking. We'd planned to take it to Arizona for my grandson's wedding, and we had to go in our car. And so finally, I couldn't understand because we had prayed and prayed that it would all work out. It didn't work out. And so finally, John started calling around January a year ago, and he found a truck in Oklahoma City. The trucks were very hard to get then. It had just come in on a train. In fact, we went, and as soon as they they had gotten 4 trucks. He wanted a certain payload and everything because we pull a trailer. And this one truck had everything we needed. It came in, we drove, we bought it. But if I'm honest with you, I was a little disappointed in God because we had to pay quite a bit more for it because it had a lot of extras that we did not want. And we were getting a more stripped down version. And, but we were just at that time thankful to get a truck, and we did make some more trips in our RV this last year. Well, then John had COVID in October, and that bypass failed, and he has not been able to do hardly anything since. But guess what? That truck that I was disappointed in God about, will I ever learn? I'm almost 72 years old. I still haven't learned that God, I can trust him. And do you know what? That truck has a heated steering wheel, which we wouldn't have had. John's hands are very cold. That makes all the difference in the world. It has a sky thing, which we didn't really want. But you know what? We can drive out. He can still drive, and we can open it, and he can shoot shots of birds through if we're sitting, sometimes we'll just go sit and watch birds. He can get a picture without having to get out of the truck because he can't walk very far. It's got lane departure warnings and different things that we really need now. And that truck has been such a blessing. It doesn't fit in our garage, so we have to park it out. John just cannot take the cold. It has the auto start, so he can start it. It turns on the steering wheel, it turns on the seats. It's warm, and he can get out in that truck. I look at that and I just want to cry because it was a God provision. When we look, we will see God's provisions are always there in the life of his children. We may not understand, but he is faithful, and I can testify to that with my whole heart. He is faithful. We do not know what the future holds, but we do know who holds the future. We just need to keep our eyes on him. So keep looking for those glimpses of hope. Bye.